845, welcome to the show. If you're just now tuning in, Heather B.
I'm cheer.
I got my family up in here, Heather B.
No doubt.
Very personification of what it's all about. I like using that word. Personification.
Okay, 2015.
Because a lot of what you may be about can be represented symbolically through somebody else's creation, someone else's journey.
Feel a freestyle.
So you feel like you got kindred spirits because we basically fight for the same cause through different means to arrive at the same heaven.
Okay.
Sound like you reading out of a self-help novel.
Nah, well, you know, I kind of am, because a lot of times I sit at home when I'm drawing blanks on the game and I got to self-help myself back in it.
I see.
You know, so I dig deep. And for years, this man, and as a collective and as an individual, has been giving the culture a lot of great food and nourishment to chew on, and he's here today with a new project called Words Paint Pictures. It's the one and only Big Pooth, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah, how you been, man?
I've been good, man. I can't complain, man. I'm still breathing.
Still breathing, right?
Still breathing.
Don't I say that often? Y'all hear that, right? Y'all hear me say that, right? Pooth's like my, that's like my parallel right here, man.
Yeah, man. Blessed to wake up every morning. So you know,
there it is, man. Now, where you staying at now? Where you live?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
you ever be there?
I was there last year for the
and some basketball thing we went to.
The
CIAA.
The CIAA. I did something with Toyota surrounding green energy.
Yeah, I normally try to leave when the CIAA.
Why is that, man? That's when all the people come to town.
I mean, I done did it. You know, I went to a school that was formerly in the CIAA, North Carolina Central Stand Up.
Okay.
So you know, I've been doing it since '98.
Since '98, so it ain't nothing new.
This year I was in Vegas, doing the roulette table.
Okay, great. I see you giving back to the community.
Definitely.
Big Pooh is here. You know him from Little Brother. Is that where y'all met? Where did y'all?
We met in school at North Carolina Central in Durham. That's where we met at. So
y'all were in the same classes?
Nah, not actually. Well, we all ended up taking separate classes together, but. I met Fonte in the dorm room, actually, in the RA dorm room, and then to this day, I still don't know how I met Knife. We just met.
Knife Wonder, right?
I think we met in the calf or something. I don't remember.
Serendipity.
Okay. Hey, do y'all still, like, when others put out projects, do you hit them up and go, yo, good, that was pretty dope, or do y'all do that anymore?
For the ones that's probably speaking to each other,
yeah.
That makes sense.
That's still going on?
I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. Like I told you last time, though, man. It's all love, though, man. I hope everybody the best, man.
You did say that. Remember they came up here last time. We was in the other studio. Okay, so Words Paint Pictures. You know, I had a chance to go through it, man, and there's a few songs that I want to ask you about here. I got my titles together. First of all, I want to do what I call lyrical breakdown.
I like
this
part.
All right? And that's where I pick a song off the album where the lyrics kind of touch me, and I want to kind of get the inside of the inside, all right?
I don't get it. What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the Lyrical Breakdown.
I can break it down like whatever you want.
On Sway in the Morning.
All right, now this is a song. This is a project that had about 9 tracks on it, 2 remixes, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like an EP.
It's exactly an EP.
It's an EP. All right, and Apollo Brown, he did the whole album
except for one of the remixes. Yep.
Okay. What made you do it that way?
The remixes we intended for 2 separate producers to do it, but timing kind of, you know. Plus Apollo, I was mad. He played the beat for one of the joints original. He was like, "Yeah, I got this one, and I want to remix the song Promised Land. I want to remix it with this beat." And I was like, "Why didn't you send me that beat at first?" Yeah. So I definitely made him use that, but it was just more of a timing issue. So
for augmentation, I got the La Orange remix.
I think it's Lorraine's. I gotta ask him how to pronounce it.
Yeah, okay, Lorraine's remix. Now, augmentation is the song that, which is the first song on the album.
Yep.
On the EP rather, that I wanted to ask you about the lyrics and lyrical breakdown. All right.
Okay.
Now I might have got these wrong and correctly, Big Pooh, but
I actually know this song, so I can correct you if you got it wrong.
Okay. Beatbox. This is Back to the Block. Before every rapper sold rocks. What does that mean?
I mean, before everybody wanted to be a drug dealer, man. Like, you know, because it's a whole bunch of rappers that aren't really drug dealers, for those that don't know.
So it's sarcasm.
Definitely a sarcasm. You know, before everybody wanted to be, you know, a Don or, you know, a kingpin, you know, when people just wanted to entertain and have fun. So that's what I was talking about, that.
Do you think the public still buys into that imagery that these rappers, a lot of those fake drug dealers put in their verses?
I don't know what they buying to, but look at the numbers, man. You know, the numbers say it all. Like I don't know if it's, you know, if they just see it like they watching, you know, Empire or something, or you know, it's pure entertainment, or if they actually believe it. Like I have no idea. I'm not these people to know, but I mean that's what they flock to though.
Bobby Shmurda.
But I think his was real.
Yeah, I think
that
his
was
was real.
real.
Might have
You
been
know?
real.
Yeah,
So that was good. It was a cautionary tale, though. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
that maybe we won't see so much of this glorified.
Okay. Before everybody needed rocks and they just watch now. It's all about boardrooms and stocks. So things are changing.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one of them things where, you know, first it was all about shining and, you know, flossing and whatever, you know, term you want to use. But now it's, you know, thanks to people like Jay-Z, you know, now people want to, you know, they want to be businessmen, you know what I'm saying? And they want to, you know, I'm a boss and I run my own company and, you know, things, they don't even have an EIN number, but they run their own company.
Can you explain the EIN number for us? Please?
That is the number that you use. That is for tax purposes for your company that you can file, you know, you can actually do that online. You know, it's different from your social security number. You know, it's, I forgot how many digits it is, but it's normally 2 dash. You know, couple other digits. So
then they don't even have that.
No.
Okay.
They don't even know what it is.
All right. Okay.
Sides.
Words paint pictures. I'm an artist nonstop. Raw beats, raps. This is called hip hop. Only way I flop is belly first in the pool. People talk brand talk to a pimp. Cool.
Nah, to appear cool.
To appear cool.
Yeah.
Oh, to appear cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Learn to follow the rules. I'm a man first, fool. Okay. So okay. Only way I flop is belly first in the pool. What do you mean?
That mean that numbers don't really mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just about getting the art out. A lot of people, they determine the success or the quality of a project based on numbers. It's like, so if your first week isn't crazy, oh, you didn't sell 50, 60,000 first week, oh, the album must be whack. Did you hear it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know why it didn't sell that many. You know what I mean? So, you
But
know,
you know, someone who gets numbers say that's easy for someone who doesn't get numbers.
but
to
numbers
say.
can be manipulated, man. I'd say it all the time. You know, people like women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Numbers can be manipulated because men and women control those numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's a thing of when you concentrate on numbers, you know, you don't, like, what does numbers have to do with you liking anything?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
You know,
That's interesting.
regardless of, you know, obviously I know what labels use the numbers for.
Yeah.
But as a fan, what does those numbers mean to you?
Okay, Big Pooh is here. Words paint pictures. It's the name of the project. Okay, I get school, chalk it all up to business, being shrewd. No guidelines, you're an outline, fool. Sharks in the water, this is what you want to do. For me, this is like breathing. Blood in the veins, muscle on the bone, we are not the same. Okay, sum that up for me, man. Outline, you're an outline?
Yeah, you're an outline, meaning, you know, you're like, you know, you're the Walking Dead here.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're hollow.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Tracy. You helped to write this.
Yeah,
I like that. Tracy,
I like the
Ghostwriter.
poetry. I told you it's my favorite part. Keep going.
Ghostwriter. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Tracy. For me, this is like breathing, blood in the veins, muscle on the bone. We are not the same. I rap to make change. You rapping for the change. Scraps and Cadillacs. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah,
Got
man.
no
You're just
soul.
minimizing all those material things to scraps and Cadillacs.
Yeah,
Good.
you know, that was just, you know, most people, I always ask young people when they want me to check their stuff out or they want me to work with them, I ask them, the first question I always ask them, do you want a career or do you just want to hit? Like, which one you want? Because it's two different paths.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you can get a hit while building a career, but a lot of people don't, you know, like a hit, you know. So I always ask that question because, you know, I do this. I'll tell them that I've been in this over a decade. So I'm like big brother. I'm big homie. So when you come to me for some music, I'm going to give you some substance. You can go to them young dudes. You can turn up, hit the club, do what you want to do. But when you come to me, I'm going to give you some substance. And that's the change I'm talking about. Like, everybody, you know, I can't be turning up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know? Normally, I'm just going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I don't turn up all day. Your life isn't turn up all day. You know, it got to be some other parts to more dynamics to your life than that. And that's what I'm going to give you. And that's the change I'm going to give you. And a lot of people, they ain't about that, man.
Big Pooh is here. Words Paint Pictures is the name of the project, available on iTunes today. Let's play Augmentation, and we're going to open up the phone line, 888-742-3345. Big Pooh is here, ladies and gentlemen. You don't mind when I say formerly a little brother, do you?
Nah.
Okay, I just like to put things in perspective for those who are just now tuning in. You know, Words Paint Pictures is the name of the album. It's the EP, rather. It seemed like that's a message in that too. Words Paint Pictures.
Yeah.
And what made you title it that?
I think I was just really trying to find a fit description for what I was about to do as I started writing records for it. And a lot of the records are, you know, they told more in story mode. It's not a lot of, you know, just straight out rapping and boasting, you know. So it was more stories. And I tend to write, you know, like if you really close your eyes, or if you ain't got to close your eyes, but you really sit and listen, you can see what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So that's why I entitled it Words Paint Pictures. You
know, this EP has a lot of samples on it. And we've been talking about, you know, what Pharrell has been going through, him and Robin Thicke, with Blurred Lines. And,
right.
And now they're going after him for some other stuff, too. I understand. Happy. How did you guys clear the samples on this project? They're coming down, man.
I don't know, man. You know, try to stay below the radar and, you know, work things out with people before it get crazy, you know.
You've done that before. You've been sued for samples.
I know for a name. I've been sued for a name. I, you know, had cats come about, you know, different records or whatever, and we just, you know, we worked it out, you know, as quickly as possible. I mean, you know, a lot of these guys, they be cool, you know. They like, all right, you know, let me get this and get that, and you know, then come back and use some more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just about, you know, being respectful about it, you know, when it does come across.
So you settled out of court to avoid the big cost.
Man, I can't afford to be going to litigation. Can't afford that.
Yeah.
I barely could afford the payment.
Yeah, the settlement, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say that because I'm always interested in the negotiations of sampling, because I feel like you lose out on so much money. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the way it's set up, man. Like, you know, people, they see a payday, but it's all about the size of the artist. You know what I mean? Like the bigger the artist, the more they gonna want. Okay. It's like, oh, you're Jay-Z. Oh yeah, we want it all, because we know it's a potential that record could be the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It seems to me, and just being a fan of you guys, like, what is it that groups just don't stay together? Like, you know, I mean, I have my opinion and we all do, but when you just go back and look at history, groups just don't stay together. It's like they break up, they come back together, break up. But what do you think it is?
I think it's, you know, first growth. You know, it's hard for multiple people to stay on the same page, you know, for a duration of time. And then, you know, people's goals change. And it doesn't always mean they change and you still end up moving in the same direction. So it's tough, man. I mean, it's, you know, it's like being in a relationship. It's hard work, you know what I mean? And
that's why polygamy don't really work out for folks.
And some people, it depends on who you ask.
Too many people.
But it's just a thing of, like, you know, as you just get older, you just start to see things differently. And you know, it's just tough. You know, like I said, when everybody, you know, has a way they want to move or think it's the way they should be moving, and then all it takes is for one person to be like, nah, I ain't feeling that way, and there you go. That's the friction started. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough work, man. Being in a group period. It's easy in the beginning because everybody has typically the same goal. We want to succeed.
Everybody's broke.
Yeah, everybody broke, and we want to succeed. And then, you know, when you start to have some success, that's when you have, you know, goals change. Then you have outsiders who come in the picture because they want a piece of it. Hey, man, you ain't really getting your just due. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gassing them.
Yeah, them outsiders come in, and then
ego.
Things go haywire at that point.
We got Amanda on the line from San Antonio. Say what's up to Big Pooh.
What up, Amanda?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sway. I just wanted to say this is the first time I heard you guys on the radio, and I'm inspired, and I think you guys should keep the movement. I love to think. I love to have music that makes me think, and I appreciate you guys.
Wow, okay. So you know what? You can show that appreciation by picking up Big Pooh's new project. It's called Words Paint Pictures. It's on iTunes. You got an iTunes account, Amanda?
I don't, Sway, but you know what? I will do that this morning.
You know what?
Damn, Amanda.
It don't even matter. We got it on Bandcamp. You don't even need an iTunes account for that. We got it everywhere.
All right.
How do you feel about Spotify?
Let's answer that question on the way back.
Yeah.
How does Big Pooh feel about Spotify? And since Amanda likes to think, I want to play her this song called How I Move. All right, this is off the EP, Words Paint Pictures, Big Pooh. Words Paint Pictures, Big Pooh is here. I know you like that, Have a Beat. I put you in a certain mood, right?
His music sounds really, really good. It's refreshing, Like I know we mentioned about the samples and everything, but it just sounds good. I just come from a place where I appreciate how it's all put together. It's just not thrown in there and just used just to be using it. It just really sounds good. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan, though.
All right, we got Crystal on the line from Vegas. Say what's up to Big Pooh, Crystal.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Crystal.
Mary Ann.
I just first want to say I listen to you guys every morning on my way to work.
Thank you.
I don't think my radio moves from Shade 405 most of the time, so I appreciate what y'all doing on here.
You're already a citizen, Crystal.
Wait, in the mountain.
All right, what you want to say to Big Pooh?
I want to say that I remember when I was younger, they came out with a song, him and his little brother, they came out with, I believe it's called Whatever You Say, with a Maxwell sample. Oh, my God. Still to this day, that shit go. I searched high and low because I remember back in the day before iTunes, you'd make mixtapes on your CDs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I had it on a CD, and not too long ago I found it, and I still play it like all the time.
Oh, man.
That's dope.
Thank you.
You remember that
No
one?
problem.
Oh, yeah, that was the remix. That was the Whatever You Say remix right there.
Oh,
Whatever you
man.
say, remix?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. You go back and listen to a lot of Little Brother music at all?
You know what? That one was the only ones I was put onto, and there was another one I think was called like
Hold on, Crystal. Let's just take a moment for this.
Brown skin, your body smelling like cinnamon, hair in the bun, your toes done so feminine. Heard you suck your teeth like, oh no, here we go again. Let me get your name so I can be more genuine. No need to front, the kid knows you got many friends, many men who waiting to stake a claim on it. Put their name down just to spit some game on it.